The nadir was 1950. Here, although I admit the Depression officially ended round about the end of the Second World War, there came this terrible crisis of the Korean War where Truman ran up an enormous national debt. Now Obama is running up an enormous national debt. Should we worry about it? As James Galbraith down in Texas says, if you're worried about astronomical numbers, stay out of economics. There's no problem with these astronomical numbers. They disappeared during the Eisenhower era, and they will disappear during the coming crude capitalist boom that will start on the 4th of July 2012 and peak around 2015. Every 30 years you get a crude Eisenhower, Reagan, roaring 20s boom. We shall not meet another humane Kennedy-Galbraith boom until 2020 to 2026. These cycles have yet another name. The Schlesinger cycles. The Schlesinger cycle, discovered by Arthur M. Schlesinger's father, Schlesinger Sr., it's a 30-year cycle that's been known in ancient India for thousands of years, but anyway. I had the privilege of telling Dr. Schlesinger in Trinity Dublin that his cycle was 3,000 years old. He was surprised. So we have the Truman pothole, the Carter pothole, the Obama pothole, followed always by a triumphant Republican president. So the chances are President Obama may not make it. This isn't fatalistic, but he may not make it. Then we have FDR, Kennedy and Clinton. We have a liberal period also alternates every 30 years. We have the 30s, the 60s, the 90s, and we'll have another Kennedy-type period in 2020, 2026. So there's another intelligibility illustrated. Two more cycles that are of some relevance. The H cycle, the housing cycle, the beast that ate America. If we go out onto the Boyne complex, the Boyne temples, just north of the River Boyne, stand on the southernmost mound and look north, we will find a 9.3-year cycle and an 18.6-year cycle in total, the movement of the north node of the moon, that a beast eats voraciously at time of eclipse. Now the beast that ate America is this 18.6-year cycle. I've tracked it back to 1805. Regularly, every 18.6 years, there was a massive housing crash, boom, crash, boom. Only from 1938 to 1975, 76, well, up to 1980, did this vanish during what's called the Great Moderation, introduced by a combination of FDR and the Second World War. That's when the free trade, efficient market obsession was finally replaced with Keynesianism, which shall be replaced in turn. Indeed, was replaced as early as the 1970s. So here is the beast that ate America, that ate America's housing, as we return to the 19th century housing cycle that had been forgotten during the FDR, Eisenhower and Kennedy eras. Obviously, the people in JP Morgan and on Wall Street study no history. The beast that ate America was the beast that eats the moon at eclipse. This cycle also, the 18.6-year cycle, operated for 17th and 18th century, for 18th and 19th century English capitalism. And if you split it in two, you get the 9.6-year Ziegler cycle, which Marx and Engels used to follow. They thought it was a 10-year cycle. It's a moving, nearly 10-year bust that moves through the decades. It's the 18.6 split in two, just in case you didn't know. There's only one more cycle. We shall call this the O cycle. I'm trying to find